Japan, the land of the rising sun, is now the world's fourth largest economy. Yes, you heard it right, fourth, not third. A shift of seismic proportions has occurred in the economic landscape, with Germany surpassing Japan, pushing it to the fourth spot. But what brought about this change? Well, a number of contributing factors have been at play. Firstly, Japan is facing an uphill battle with demographic challenges. An aging population coupled with declining birth rates is shrinking the workforce and dampening domestic consumption. This demographic shift is putting pressure on Japan's social welfare systems and economic growth. Secondly, Japan's economic stagnation and structural issues within its economic model have also played a part. Despite being a model of success in the past, criticisms of rigidity and resistance to change have not been kind to Japan's economic standing. But don't be mistaken. Japan's economic stature is still one of significance and power. Aging and shrinking. That's the demographic reality Japan faces today. Imagine an inverted pyramid, with a broad older generation at the top and a narrow base of younger people struggling to support the weight above. This is the picture of Japan's population structure, a stark contrast to the ideal pyramid shape that signifies a healthy demographic balance. Japan's birth rate has been falling steadily for years, and it's now one of the lowest in the world. This has led to a dwindling supply of young people entering the workforce, which in turn means fewer consumers spending money and driving economic growth. Meanwhile, the country's older population is living longer than ever before, thanks to advances in healthcare and a high standard of living. But with longevity comes increased demand for social services, healthcare and pensions, a burden that's growing heavier on the shoulders of a shrinking workforce. These demographic challenges have created a perfect storm for Japan's economy. With fewer workers and consumers, domestic consumption has taken a nosedive, placing a drag on economic growth. The strain on social welfare systems has also meant less money to invest in other areas like infrastructure and innovation. But it's not all doom and gloom. In fact, these challenges have sparked a wave of creativity and resilience, leading to new solutions and strategies to combat these demographic shifts. Japan's demographic shift has undeniably contributed to its economic transition, but it's not the only factor at play. An economy once hailed as a paradigm of success, now criticized for its rigidity. Japan's economic model, once a beacon of post-war industrialization and technological advancement, has come under scrutiny. The corporate culture, ingrained with lifetime employment and keiretsu relationships, has been pointed out as a roadblock to innovation and adaptability to global market trends. Contrast this with Germany's approach. The Germans have embraced economic reforms, fostering competitiveness and entrepreneurship. This resilience has given them an edge, enabling them to surpass Japan in terms of gross domestic product. But there's more to the story. Since the early 90s, Japan has been wrestling with economic stagnation and deflationary pressures. This all stems back to the bursting of its asset bubble, a tremor that sent shockwaves through its economy, from which it's still trying to recover. Despite concerted efforts to stimulate growth through monetary policy and infrastructure investments, Japan's economy has struggled to regain its momentum. These economic hurdles, coupled with demographic and structural challenges, have certainly played their part in Japan's journey. They've contributed to the nation's shift from being the world's third largest economy to the fourth. But let's not forget, Japan is still a major player, a force to be reckoned with on the global stage. These structural and economic issues have certainly played a role in Japan's shift from third to fourth place. But remember, numbers only tell part of the story. Japan's economic evolution continues, as does its influence on the world stage. But let's not forget, Japan is still a force to be reckoned with. Despite the economic shift, Japan continues to wield considerable influence on the world stage. It plays a leading role in technological innovation, with a roster of globally renowned companies making waves in industries like automotive manufacturing and electronics. Japan's ability to consistently pioneer groundbreaking technology speaks volumes about its enduring economic vitality. Moreover, Japan's export-oriented economy keeps it strongly intertwined with global trade, reinforcing its standing in international affairs. Its diplomatic ties run deep and wide, further cementing its global influence. And let's not overlook the soft power Japan holds through its rich cultural heritage, which captivates and influences people around the world. From anime to sushi, Japan's cultural exports have global reach and resonance, contributing to its continued relevance. So, while Japan may have slipped to fourth place, its influence and relevance on the world stage remain undeniable.